H. McFadden is my queen.
I like it. Big salted balls. All right. So, how was dinner?
The steak was fantastic. I had the porterhouse, and the kids got the
Filet mignon.
fillets. Yeah, they were on sale at my little meat market guy today. They were $4.99 a piece. So,
Oh wow, not $3.50.
Skittles gummies at Walmart right now.
what's that?
Did you see it? What is it?
Oh well.
I don't know. I think we're on the tail end of it, but it just means that they're going to have to make a one-all. They're going to have to make a one-all for the yearly flu shot that people get, because these virus shots they're not like a lifetime guarantee that you're not going to get it. It's going to be one of those where you got to get this shot.
They're talking about how it has
yearly.
to be. It has to be annual, because even if you get it, it only lasts in your system for so long. So
Yeah, it'll last in your system for like 6 months.
So, which then what happens after 6 months? Could you potentially get it then in between 6 months? This isn't like a wave that hits every year. It's a all around with you, or is the flu all around with you? You know what I mean? I really don't know.
I don't know. Well, in the flu vaccine, the flu shot, they give you the flu shot because during the flu months, which is like November through March.
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong, but I'm sure somebody would love to get me a nasty gram and correct me on it. But I don't care. That's just my take on it. Mm-hmm. I do sell my soul for $5 at my I go to the CVS by my house, and it's inside of a Target. So it's if you during flu shot months for the last like 2-3 years, if you get a flu shot, they'll give you $5 in Target credit.
What?
Yeah.
No shit.
So the things I do for $5, right?
Yeah.
So you get a flu shot, and with my insurance, it's free, And when I'm done with it, they hand me a little piece of receipt paper that has the whole Target, mumbo jumbo on it that says this is $5 worth of $5 off anything except for certain stuff in the store,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think you can't buy beer with it or whatever, but, I'm like, usually I'll just go and buy like microwave popcorn or buy myself a couple of frozen dinners, and out the door I go,
Mm-hmm.
But still, free flu shot, and I get $5. Sign me up.
Can't say no to that.
Can't say no to that. So now what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to find a way to combine the annual flu shot with a COVID vaccine. In my point of view, I think that's what they should do, because, but, and again,
like a whole
as always, the money is never in the cure. The money's in the treatment.
Yep. Sad.
That's just how they roll. I mean, if they could give you a shot that would cure you of cancer, they'd have to charge $3 million for it, because to treat you over the span of 2 to 3 years for cancer treatment, they're going to make probably about, $2 to $3 million off of you.
Jeez. That's just insane.
Refrigerator Meg here. If diabetes has you down, get your insulin levels up with Pancresta.
Pancresta may cause heart disease, swelling, allergic reactions. Do not take Pancresta if you are pregnant or plan on becoming pregnant. If you have a problem with addiction, do not take Pancresta, as smoking Pancresta may mimic the otherworldly high of heroin. Chopping up and snorting Pancresta may amplify and or enhance sexual experience. Rock concerts on Pancresta may be excessively transformative. Pancresta may cause intense philosophical and scientific breakthroughs. Pancresta can be delivered directly to your home, and since we're here, why not? We'll do a bump. Pancresta is not for everyone, just the sexy people. Lame losers should not take Pancresta.
Pancresta makes opiates look like baby aspirin.
Look, self-made entrepreneur, no manure. I'm number one. Goose down, jacket, maverick, top gun.
This is where I don't want to get too political anymore. I don't want to get too into stuff anymore, because I'll just go off on tangents all the time. Some of these things to me feel like they should be no-brainers and just should be taken care of without so much political crap.
Yeah, but you also have to take into consideration that people, like myself included, the best thing that you can do when you have a family is, in my mind, you want to be that person that creates a generational wealth so that it makes it easier for those after you in your bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, these companies who, started with, the Rockefellers and their oil and now the Bushes with their oil and everything else in their banking, the Rothschilds and their banking, that's generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
That these guys have earned billions upon billions of dollars over the last 100 years. And 100 years is considered 2.5 generations,
Mm-hmm.
So you got new money and you got old money. I want to be that new money. That 50 years from now, 50, 75 years from now, it'd be considered old money,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I consider myself to be investment poor now.
The best describes most of us.
Well, no, I'm truly investment poor. I dump a lot of money into the stock market in investments and what I consider sound investments. Some cryptocurrency, but hopefully I can create something that would provide generational wealth for my sons and my grandchildren.
Yeah,
down the road, and plus also give me a nice retirement when I want to.
Yes, that's where I was going after. I'm big on the retirement stuff right now. I think it's just because of my age and everything, but I think I at least need to make a million to live somewhat comfortably.
Nah, 200,000.
Really?
You could do it on 200,000, and I'll tell you how. If you were to get $200,000, you could even do it with 150. Move to the Philippines or Thailand.
Oh yeah, no. No, I had this vision in my head, and it all started a long time ago when I was working at this place called Charlie's. I used to live above this bar grill, and every morning I'd come down there and they'd cut off rent if I had worked down in the bar and stuff in the grill. So I'd go down there at random times just to take money off my rent, and I would always go there every morning. And there would always be this group of old guys that were friends that would go golfing and they'd eat, breakfast there first. And I was like, I want that to be like all of us, or whatever friends I'm hanging out with that likes to golf.
Yeah, I mean, like go sit in a donut shop. Like I have this guy that comes into my store. He gets the same thing every time he comes in, and he sits in the same spot every time, sits there for about, 30, 45 minutes, reads the paper, gets in his car and takes off. Now, granted, he's got a really bad touch of Alzheimer's, but he still comes in and we all know what he wants, and we all know what to get him. We actually have to prompt him some days, and sits in the same spot. Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope I'm healthy enough to enjoy that too.
Yeah, me too.
And the hardest thing about all this is all the drugs I've done, how I treat my body now. I mean, it's gonna start ripping me up pretty soon.
Dude, I'm already there. My doctor told me I'm about 5 years away from not being able to take hot sauce and hot sauces anymore. So.
Damn, seriously? That's real? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I've already become lactose intolerant.
Oh, what okay, hold on. We're still recording. Are you okay to talk about this, or you want me to turn?
Yeah, I'm okay to talk about
How
it.
How the hell do you become lactose intolerant?
I don't know, but I tell you, if I love ice cream, but if I eat a bowl of ice cream, clear my day and make sure my phone is charged.
Shit. I will say this: I take an old man pill now, right? Did I tell you about that?
Yeah,
High
I've been
blood pressure
taking them.
pill.
I've been taking them for years.
Oh yeah, we talked about this, yeah. And that was the thing. The first couple, almost a year when I first took it, I was having stomach issues with anything that was fried. It's crazy.
And I'm getting to that point now where I love bread. Bread is a staple, and if I eat certain breads, I feel like death, and I'm afraid that if I go to my doctor and tell her this, that she's going to say, "Yeah, you got to stop eating bread now or you got to start eating coconut flour bread or whatever because you have a gluten allergy now." And I'm like, what the hell happened to a gluten allergy? What is a gluten allergy? What is a nut allergy? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird, nutty, because nutty. We even talked about this on the show a long time ago as fun facts where people don't know, the doctors don't know. They can only just theorize where the nut allergy came from.
Yeah.
It's sparked up after our generation. It was in millennial generation.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking on people who have a nut allergy. I feel bad for them because there are certain nuts that are absolutely delicious. You know, I mean, I'll go watch a baseball game. I love eating peanuts right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Pistachios, love them. Cashews, love them. But having a nut allergy, man,
That sucks
oh
balls.
man. I mean, it's one of those little things in life that it's the act of eating something brings back good memories, you know, of eating peanuts at a baseball game. Me and my brother used to go to the old Busch Stadium, and on Sundays, during the summer, we would spend the whole week, you know, doing odd jobs, cutting grass or, you know, taking out people's trash or doing stuff to earn some money. And we would talk our mom into letting us skip church on Sundays so we could go to the baseball games. And where we lived at in South St. Louis, it was probably about a 25 minute bike ride from there to Busch Stadium. So we would get on our bikes and ride our bikes down to Busch Stadium, chain them up there, and we'd go buy bleacher seats because bleacher seats were $5. And so me and my brother, we'd probably, you know, have about, you know, $40 each. And we would go to a baseball game, you know, sit in the bleacher seats for $5. We couldn't get in the bleachers. We'd find a scalper guy that'll sell us some nosebleed seats for about $8, just to get us in the stadium. Then we'd, you know, go sit in our seats, our nosebleed seats, and look around, look for some empty seats, and then we'd go sit down there.
Yeah, everybody does that. Yeah, I was always so scared to do it. I always thought I was gonna get caught. So.
Oh, and it was funny because one time what we did was we got some nosebleed seats, but we got into the stadium and we got in there early enough. It was like 2.5 hours before the game starts, you know, while the players are doing their old batting practices and all that stuff. So we went down to like field level, like right behind home plate.
Wow.
And so we were sitting there, you know, watching the batting practice, got to say hello to our favorite Cardinal players, you know, all this stuff. And we made friends with the usher. Who was standing there. So, because we were like go back and forth, like go to the restroom or go get something to eat go get a hot dog or something like that. But it was, we did it for tactical reasons.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Because so we did it for tactical reasons because when the game started, you know, we would just walk right by the ushers like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, "Hey," just like, "Yeah, just coming back to my seat." And they're just like, "Yeah, go ahead, go in there." Knowing we had like 400 level seats. And we're sitting down in the 100. So we saw many a games that way. And it was a good time.
Oh,
and this is when the bullpen was on the first base line. So we would me to be like sitting in that front row catching foul balls, or the bullpen catcher there. A guy's name was Donahue. He would like give us free baseballs or something.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
it was a good time.
That's cool. I love baseball. I love going to baseball versus playing it, unless you're playing it with your friends, like when you're kids, you know?
Yeah, and for me, baseball is just one of those sports that is best seen live, or you're playing it. I can't watch baseball on TV unless it's the playoffs. Even then, I'm gonna watch like the first 2 innings, and then go watch something else, and then hopefully come back into it at the 7th.
Yeah.
You know?
Fortunately, where I'm at, I can have it in the background. Even when I was working at the place we used to work at, I'd have it in the background. And yeah, you get kind of paying attention to it, and then you just kind of fade away again. But yeah. Did you ever go to D. Cooper's things? His baseball stuff? The party box?
I never done one of those. I did one of the hockey ones with him.
No,
some years back.
I did one hockey one with him, and it did not go over well. It was not good. I didn't have fun either. But
I did one hockey one with him, and I did. I was blessed enough for him to get me spots in WWE pay-per-views that used to come to town.
Oh wow!
Because we would go down there, and his something with his agent down there with his host for the Blues would get us in as seat fillers. So we would get these really close seats, and at any given time, the guy would come along and say, "Hey, I need you two to go and sit in this seat right now."
Oh.
So we'd get up and we'd go sit in the seat, so that when they look on camera, when the camera pans that way, when the camera pans that way, full. It looks full. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So they don't look like there's empty seats. So luckily, the times that I've done that, I was never called to be a seat filler. So, but I did get like really close seats in order to see the pay-per-view or the Monday Night Raw that was in town.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a good time.
No, we went to the box seats. I paid, I think it was $75 to do it. And
yeah, it was the one where you free food and free drink, right?
Yeah, but the hockey one, I get up there and they're like, "Oh, we just get cans, and if we get through them, then we don't get any more." And then I was like, "Oh, what's there to eat?" Well, they bring soft pretzels, but they're already done giving them. I'm like, "What? I just got here." The baseball one was very epic. The baseball one was really good. Been on it several times, and it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing that goes great with baseball is beer, and there's typically a bottomless supply of beer when you go to those things.
Here's another thing that's weird, and I think this is just because it was generational, or at least where I lived at. But when it comes to baseball, you get all types of sorts. It's kind of like a preppy place, you know. Everybody looks clean-cutish. You have the shorts, you have the jerseys on. People don't really look like the dregs of society, so to speak. And then you go to a hockey game, and all you're picturing everyone in is some 80s mullet and plastic cup beers from back in the day.
Goons.
And for some reason, Boatman's Bank, soccer team is...
They're all goons.
They're goons.
They're goons. I went to a soccer match in England back in 2000. I went to a Man City match.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough to get into the match, and one of the best times ever at a sports venue. I mean, Man City won like 2-0, but sitting there for 2 hours, because their halves are 45 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So the entire actual match is like 90 minutes plus a little bit. So. But you're there for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and just the emotions and the goons and the atmosphere is just fantastic.
Crazy, yeah.
It's crazy. That's why I enjoy going to hockey games in St. Louis, because hockey games, if you're bored by the game, which you'll never be,
Yeah.
because love the Blues. The atmosphere around you is just fantastic.
Yes, because I've always watched it on TV in growing up. Going to an actual game. I went to a game when I was real young, but I don't remember. And then I went to the luxury box thing where you really don't experience it. And then I went with Roadhouse. So Roadhouse, thank you very much for the hockey.
Yeah.
We went there, and it was Chappie was there. I was there. It was no, maybe it wasn't Chappie. Maybe it was Andrea. One of the two. But we all sat there, and it was like fight after fight after fight, and everyone was just loving it. And more than just that, everyone was supportive and hated the players as the game was going.
Yes,
you're right. It's a whole different. It's lovely. It's a good time.
Yeah, and it was great because I started going to hockey games in the old barn at the Checker Dome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and before that, the only time I would go to the Checker Dome was to see Disney on Ice. When I would have to I'd go see Disney on Ice, and we were always so poor that we got to see Disney on Ice tickets. We were lucky to we would share between the four of us. We would share one large popcorn and one giant soda.
Yeah. Well, shit, that stuff is like $16 for one thing.
Right.
Who the fuck has that kind of cash?
So we would sit there and go do that. And then as I got a little bit older, one of my friends was like, "Hey man, want to go to this hockey game?" And I'm like, "Let's go." That's when I first got introduced to hockey. And I'm like, "What is this? This is fantastic."
What is this? This is fantastic. I carry a wax cup full of beer. This is amazing. Oh.
and that was one of like the first times that I got to sit. Me and my brother used to go into Busch Stadium, the old Busch Stadium. The first time that I ever sat like front row in Busch Stadium was the Shriner Circus.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because it was we would go to the library for like our summer reading club stuff. And three good things came out of the summer library program, where you got Cardinals tickets, you got Shriner Circus tickets, and you got personal pan pizzas from Pizza Hut.
That's pretty cool.
So we would actually read all these books, and we would walk to the library, get more books, marking them down, all this stuff. And as we turn this stuff in, the librarian was giving us these tickets and stuff, So we actually got to go to the Shriner Circus, and once like the doors open and you get your ticket, it's just like you sit where you sit,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when we were like the first ones in the door at that time, and we actually got to sit like right behind where home plate was, which was like front row for the circus, and it was a good time.
That's cool.
On me, baby, like you reading Braille. Flip a coin where you want it, baby. Here's a tail. If it's all right.
Is it just me, or does it feel like pan pizza was like a big thing back when we were kids? Not so much now. Because it was like Pantera and all them, Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Pizza Hut and Pantera's, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars did it?
Yeah. Little Caesars had a pan pizza, yeah. Especially from Pizza Hut, because they had this like buttery, greasy crust that was
just heaven.
It was just heaven. I mean, you could just eat and it was just and it was just so like right at the point to where it was just so crispy that it was just fantastic. Now I get that from this place called Jet's Pizza. They've got a dynamite pizza, and you can actually flavor the crust with them, and it's great.
Yeah, and pizza has
I had a Pizza Hut.
well, so.
Yeah, they're cutting costs and finding alternatives, and something with clogged arteries that they don't want people to have. So they change a lot of their change their stuff. I mean, even McDonald's went from deep fat frying to, now frying in, certain vegetable oils,
Yeah, but I don't like I used to love their chicken McNuggets.
Oh, you just kind of missed that grease.
I guess. Because, like, the chicken McNuggets when I was a kid tasted amazing. Now they taste like sawdust.
Yeah, they did.
It's just weird tasting now. I go to the Jack in the Box for my chicken nuggets now.
And, Jack in the Box, those Jack in the Box mini tacos are life.
Oh, yeah, the dog tacos? Oh, yeah. That's what we call them.
The little mini tacos. The little mini tacos.
Are we talking about the 2 for $1 or like mini tacos?
No, the 2 for $1 tacos, those are fantastic.
Uh-huh.
In themselves, all themselves. Now they have this late night menu thing now where I don't know if they have it over where you're at, but you can get these mini tacos which are
shit.
Yes. These things are about the size of a 50-cent piece.
Uh-huh.
And they give them to you in a like Jack in the Box's Chinese food box,
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's all purple and it has the Jack in the Box logos and crap on it. But they give you these little mini tacos. You can get them plain or you can get them all doctored up. And they are fantastic. I mean, it's just basically like their large taco without the lettuce or whatever they put in there to try to shove in there after they deep fry it.
I know, right?
Right. I mean, you know what goes into them, but you're going to eat it anyway.
Yeah.
So
I get it without the sauce. I don't like the sauce they have in it.
The hot sauce, the spicy hot sauce. Yeah. But, these mini tacos, you got to try these mini tacos. I don't know if it was just the day that I got them, if I was just that hungry or what, but they had like the perfect amount of crunch. And it was almost like eating a meaty Dorito,
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. It's fun. We used to in high school. It was getting the loaded potato wedges, and then you get that really cool old sour. Yeah, the sour cream.
That sour cream. They came in the wedge, the triangle wedge. Yeah. And you'd be like, God. Give me 2 of those. I have to charge you 15 cents. I don't care.
I don't care. Give it to me.
Give me 2.
You're ripping it open with your teeth, trying to get it.
Yes.
Oh, good time. You always had to be in your car when you're eating it too, with a fork, and you look at look at my wedges. I'm cool. Oh. Oh, good times.
That's the stuff you miss,
It is. We used to.
It is one time at band camp. Yes, I said that. I went there.
Cool. It's like, all our stories?
It was so hilarious. our buddy Tree. Tree, he's a great guy. He's a pastor now. But in high school, at like 17 years old, Tree, we call him Tree because he was like 6'5".
Oh wow.
So he was like as tall as a tree.
Yeah.
So we decided we were on a band trip and we stopped at this McDonald's and I went and I was hungry. I was like really, really hungry. So I went and bought another thing of fries and while we were all sitting there. So I go down there. I go back to the table with me and all our buddies are sitting there. And Tree's like, how'd you get more fries? Not knowing that I bought them. So I said to him jokingly, I said, oh, yeah, it's, the girl at front told me it was free refills on fries. So Tree takes his supersized fry tray, goes up there, and we could hear him. Up there. Do I get a free refill on fries? And this little girl, probably like 4'11", had the just scary. Thought Tree was just so scary that she just gave him a free refill on fries. And
way.
We were all just sitting there. Yes, she gave him the free refill on fries. We were just sitting there just dying laughing.
That's funny.
But Tree was like 6'5", maybe 300 pounds, but biggest teddy bear softie ever you'll ever meet. But he got his free refill on fries.
That's funny. I like that. Where's my food? Here you go. All from a joke.
Yeah, over a joke. And we were sitting there just laughing. Me and my other 3 buddies, we were just sitting there just dying laughing.
We used to
And we're just like,
Mhm.
we were just dying laughing. Like, she really gave him the free refill on fries. Because when he left, I'm like,
Dang.
man, I just gave him like $1.05 for these fries, because I wanted more fries.
There you go.
And I'm like, I'm going to see if he's going to get it. And sure enough, he got it.
Now, we went to the McDonald's in North County, St. Louis, like right off 367. I don't know if you ever
know the
that
one.
Okay. Or did you
Another
ever go
one.
to
Over, it's right by the old, drive-in there. Is that the one?
No. This one's North County, St. Louis. This one is, it's off 270 and 367.
I know where it's at.
Yeah, it's like if you were going to go to Jamestown Mall, you would have to pass through
Yeah.
this area.
That's up there by Redmond.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to school at Townsend Elementary when we were over there. But okay, so do you remember the old playground that they had that was outside?
Yep, sure do.
They had the Hamburglar jail you crawl up into. That had
Yep,
the top
you go up into go into like the blue tube on the bottom, and you climb up this thing, and it's like a round Hamburglar jail that you're in.
Yes.
That had like a hamburger, but it had bars on it, and then you could actually go all the way up to the top.
Yes.
And peer through the little thingy in the top. Yeah.
Okay, but did you all notice when you get to the very, very top of the top hat, how sharp the edges were up there?
Yes.
Where they seamed the 2 metal sheets together.
Yes.
Just cut your hands up and shit. And no one, they just be like, oh, here's the napkin, Tommy. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
How, like, those times have changed so much.
Yeah, if you get a napkin, or if you were lucky, you get a wet nap.
Oh, the wet nap. Yeah, we used to do that
Yeah.
when we go to like Chick-fil-A and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the wet nap, but
Denny's.
back then,
Denny's was the big one for those.
yeah, it's like do I get it? And now you're getting rushed to the hospital to get a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
I tell you, the most fun that I ever had was as a kid. If you remember that Burger King that was on Newhall's Ferry and 270 right there, because you remember there was that Bonanza right there, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Now a little bit further down from that Bonanza. Yeah, a little bit further down from that Bonanza was like the KFC and a Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
And that Burger King, they had this, I guess it was like kind of like a bulldozer type of a toy where you would just pick up dirt with one lever.
Mm-hmm.
You twist it around and then you can drop it at another spot.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love playing on that. For some reason, I used to love playing on that dang thing.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I was the same way. Yeah. I never
It's right there by
understood
Central City.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never understood the other ones, like when you go to those things, the metal springed little thing, and it has like an animal on top. It's all metal, and you're supposed to hang on it and swing back and forth. It never swung back and forth for me.
No,
Get on it,
but
solid metal spring.
just solid metal. Just you think you're supposed to like move around on this thing, and it's like this isn't fun at all because this. And then you get the one where the spring's worn out, so when you like lean back on it, the thing dang near bucks you off.
I never did it. My brother Scott did, but he was older and bigger, so maybe he was able to.
Yeah,
not like he was fat. He was like in junior high.
Yeah, and those little twirly things that like the giant merry-go-round type of a thing where it's like a giant circle, and it had little poles coming out of it, and we used to get like 2 or 3, 4 kids on this thing, and another couple of kids usually just twist this thing around, turn this thing around as fast as they can until whoever falls off or you throw up.
Yeah, the merry-go-round, but it had the pole that they had the poles that come up from the center, and then you divide it into 2. So you can like straddle yourself and hold on.
Yes.
Like you can last, in my opinion, you can last maybe a good 30 seconds before your eyes start going wonky. And then you're like, ugh.
Yes. And then you get sick and then you're throwing up. Now I've seen this guy on the internet take one of those, and he had a bunch of kids on it. And he turned his dirt bike sideways.
Oh.
And used his dirt bike to turn use the wheel on his dirt bike to turn one of those. Oh man, kids were flying. It was hilarious.
Jeez. So around that area, I don't know what the streets were. Or whatever. This would be close to the maybe the drive-in theater that you were talking about.
Well, the one at the drive-in theater was where 367 and 270 met. Mm-hmm. If you came in more towards the city, like you were going 367 up towards Illinois.
We were more suburb area. We were suburban rats.
Yeah,
but
if you're
well,
from,
you know where
from
Spanish Lake is and everything, right?
I used to live there. Yeah.
Okay. So we used to go to St. Aloysius Church, which I don't know the street names of it, but it was in Spanish Lake area because like you know where Ponticello's used to be.
Yeah, right there, like 270 in Bellefontaine,
by like Rosary High School and all that stuff. You keep going down that way, and you'll see you could turn left on a Commerce Bank thing, and it has the old 80s like clock tower looking thing made of brick. You make a left there. There's Cecil Whitaker's, and you keep going down that way, and you'll come across St. Aloysius. It's no longer there anymore. It's a Catholic high school that we all went to, but I was in grade school, but whatever. And past that is called the Pipe Fitters.
Yep, that's Larimore.
Okay, so you know exactly where. Did you ever? We used to go there for summer things for the church. They would let us go over there. We just walked. That's how it's pretty close. Mm-hmm. And they had a merry-go-round there that was like the nose of a airplane. And to hold on, you have to stand up in it. And they had two handles on either side, like shoulder width apart, that you hold on to. And when they start spinning that thing, no one can hang on. It is horrible.
Yeah. Because my uncle used to actually take us to we used to actually go to the park over on Redmond.
Okay, yeah.
Springs. Because there used to be that golf course there. So we'd go to the pool there. He'd take us there for the pool. We'd walk there for the summertime. We'd walk there. But if he was driving, he'd take us over to the pool over there on the pipe fitters course, on the pipe fitters,
Yeah, that's where we went.
So while he'd drop us off, and we'd go in the pool, and he'd go play golf. Mm-hmm. Because they had the golf course. They had the golf course right there on the park over on Redmond by Granneman Elementary. It's like Redmond and Old Halls Ferry there. Mm-hmm. And then if he was feeling like, go try this other course, we'd go down to Larimore and go to the pipe fitters course there.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, now the pipe fitters sold that land off.
Yeah, it's to the zoo now. My brother used to work down
They sold it
there.
off to the zoo, yeah.
And they got rid of the pool. They got rid of all this other stuff. And it was funny because some of the local people that used to live there, older people now, were telling me back in the day, they're like, well, if they ever sell this thing off, they're going to find a lot of bodies. And I'm like, oh, because I didn't know the pipe fitters was related to the gangster era back in the day. So
yeah,
never know.
They probably are. I mean, unless they don't do anything with the land and they do very little development, but they might find a lot of bodies. Yeah,
they got rid of the
They
pool,
still haven't found Hoffa.
Yeah,
they still haven't found Hoffa. There's that chance,
They
Paul, I gotta get off of here, man. It's 7 o'clock.
Man. Thank you very much. This is another show I just had. Beautiful Now I Can Have, dude. This is a great show, dude. This is a walk down memory lane, and I'm gonna title it "Bdism and Paul Growing Old" or something like that. We're getting old.
Are we getting too old for this shit?
Yeah, I like that. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother.